Welcome back, everybody, to episode 3 of Survivalist. And since last episode, I've mostly just done some building and some exploring, so I'll show you what I've explored so far. First of all, I explored the area directly around my base. One thing I never mentioned, this map is a set map. It's not randomly generated or procedurally generated like in Minecraft or in any sort of roguelike game. It's a set map, so this is the exact same map that I played with previously. So exploring an area like this, like right around your base, um, isn't important the second time through so much to like find out the terrain because I already know what the terrain is going to be. But it is important to clear out any zombies that are just standing around in the area. Zombies will randomly spawn. I'm not sure what the exact constraints are, but the like singular random zombie will spawn all over the map at random points. So like just walking to and from this town is pretty safe. Occasionally you'll fight a green strain infected, which isn't too big of a deal. But you won't find like if I told one of my people up here to run down here, they might run through this unexplored bit and trigger like 3 or 4 um, already spawned just standing around zombies, and that would be a bit more dangerous. So just having a little bit of room where there aren't any just standing around zombies is important. So yeah, that's the first little bit that I did. And then I came down here to, I think, Sienna. Yeah, it says Sienna right there. Sienna, and looked through all these houses and cleared out most of the stuff. I think the only thing that I could carry pretty easily was this vodka, but I didn't really want to carry it because I was pretty full by the time I got through all these houses. Um, I've just been having Jacob, who was he was the looter that I recruited. He's mostly been doing runs to the gun store, and more recently he's been picking up some more building supplies. And I've been having Isham work on building. So let me just go over it. I think yeah, Jacob and Isham, I'm not sure, are both sleeping. So let's do this view. Okay, so first of all, let me pause it. I switched out the wooden fence for a chain link fence. Uh, it is stronger, so I mean, it just can't be destroyed. I mean, much later in the game, much like in game, people have there are rocket launchers, so a wooden fence won't stand up to that, and a chain link fence will stand up to it as long as it's not a direct hit. It'll be heavily damaged, but so that's a little bit better. But also, most importantly, it's not flammable. So if looters come up, they can't throw a Molotov cocktail and suddenly have an entrance into my base. Also, I believe I would figure you can shoot directly through a chain link fence, which I believe is the case. But you can't, like, if there were zombies right here and my guys are up here inside the base, and this was a wooden fence, these guys down here couldn't shoot zombies outside, because it's a solid wooden fence. Um, I also built a wooden watchtower, which gives increased vision and range, um, and also makes you much harder to hit. It's really hard to hit someone in a watchtower unless it's from behind, and I can switch around the view a little bit. There's a ladder right here, so you have to like come around this way to hit, but I have this wall here, so anyone coming from this direction, it'll be very hard. Uh, and eventually I can upgrade this, or rather destroy and rebuild that watchtower as a cement watchtower, which would no longer be flammable and would be much more sturdy against the in-game like rocket launchers that I mentioned. Uh, so yeah, that's what I've been doing. I think I built a well. I don't remember if that well was there last time, and I think the shack was here. And I've also started on a second outhouse. We don't really need a second outhouse right now. Uh, in fact, it hasn't even officially started checking to make sure that I have an outhouse because I'm not far enough along in the home improvement quest line. But I'm trying to raise, where am I trying to go? I'm trying to raise Isham's construction skill. He has 3 points, and then I found this book that increases construction by 1 as long as you hold it. So I'm trying to get it up to level 5 so that he builds. I don't think it makes building any more efficient. It just gives you more options of what to build and possibly slightly faster building. I'm not sure on that, but mostly it gives you more options of what to build. For example, I just canceled building that, didn't I? Okay, well, it's okay. Um, like for instance, at first I could only build the wooden fence and the wooden gate, wire fence and wire gate, and then I could build a shack when I got to level 2, I believe, and then so on. But I can't build the cement watchtower yet, and I can't build a barn yet, and those are both great things to build um, for later on in the game. So eventually I'll need more outhouses. So I'm just spending my time building them right now while I have, I guess, some downtime. And I should, before I forget, I'm going to have him restart building that. I guess I woke him up from his nap to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, so down to Joe and Alice. I equipped Alice with a shotgun because while most of these, oh, there was a reason I was standing over here. While most of these zombies are just green strain, so far, if I trigger 3 or 4 of them at once, let me just pause this right now so I don't have too much going on. Since, yeah, if I trigger 3 or 4 of them at once, I could get overwhelmed, and the shotgun does pretty good job of taking care of them. And I guess the corpses despawn, but in this area, I just started fighting blue strain, which is the second, I guess, level of infected. Um, and I'm headed over. Oh, that's not what I meant to select. I'm headed over to. Yeah, I'm headed over here to, I believe, talk to the McCoys first. They're closer. Oh no, this is a green strain again. And yeah, see, I'm not even going very fast, and I just triggered a number of these guys at once. But the shotgun just tore them down pretty easily. Oh, and I had a bit over 100 gold after after scavenging sienna down in the southwest. Whoops. And I spent most of it on a backpack. There are 3 tiers of backpacks. There's the bunny wabbit backpack, which is pretty small. Then there's the just backpack, which is the second size. And then there is the large backpack. So I upgraded Joe's backpack and gave Alice the second one. So now, well, I should probably just grab that with her, shouldn't I? While these two are out doing whatever they do, uh, they'll have a lot more room to carry stuff. Felt like there was something I just wanted to say there, but I don't remember what it was. Oh, so here's a blue string, and actually, if you look at the mini map on the the middle right, right through that part, the zombies are highlighted uh, based on what strain they are. I don't think it was something that I wanted to say. I was just going to make her take insulin. She's, for some reason, did not automatically take it. I think I was running around too much, and so her AI couldn't take over and just do some passive stuff. Okay, so I'm still headed in the right direction. Oh, I think this is right here where I want to go. Oh, I thought that was a, I thought that was a zombie. Okay, yeah, I'm looking for fried chicken community. Yeah, great. And let's find out her name. She's Josephine Jackson, and let's find some insulin. Right, she was a nurse, great. Oh, right, she wants me to instigate some issues with the rival group. So I'm going to pass on that for right now, but I believe I said this last episode that I am going to be uh, stoking the fire between the two groups, I guess I'll say. And So I haven't decided which group I'm going to support yet, but I'll choose one of them because in the first time that I played through, I tried for peace, and that was one, I guess, play style, and I just want to check out another play style. I don't know if it'll be better or worse. I'm not sure. I obviously know how going for peace turns out, but I don't necessarily want to spoil that for any of you who want to play. But this is definitely going to be different than going for peace, that's for sure. Uh, what what was I going to do? Oh, looking for work. Jane had run in with some looters. I don't really want to fight looters right now. I don't think I mentioned this, but I did fight a third group of, or a third randomly spawned horde. The first group that I fought was the looters at the very beginning of last episode. Then construction complete. Then about midway through last episode, I fought the horde of zombies that I got bitten in, and then in between these episodes, I fought a third group of um, a third group, and the third group was looters. It's the second group of looters, third group overall. And there were like 4 of them, and they almost spawned right on top of me while I was in Sienna. But uh, Alice did some work, and then was able to heal me up because she has high medicine skill. So it worked out okay. Trouble with McCoys across the road, yeah. Okay, she doesn't care because they've been. Yeah, so this. Yeah, she doesn't care because they've been stealing her crops. So there are 3 options here. I think I mentioned this before, but if not, there are 2 different axes that you can have a relationship with people in, I guess. People will like you, and they can obviously like or dislike you some amount, but then they can also respect you some amount or disrespect you. And they'll become clear later on in the game. You get an item that lets you see that a little clearer. But for right now, liking is like if you buy stuff from people, do quests for someone, um, that or give people gifts, that sort of thing. And respect is if you again do quests, or it's more like if you're a skilled fighter. That's what the respect is. Uh, so okay, well for some reason I exited out of that option. So the first one would be because she likes. If she liked me, I could try to convince her that way. Or if she thought I was like a really strong warrior, I could try to convince her that way. Or I could just say, "Oh well, I tried," and I'm not going to do either of those, any of those, because none of those seem great, and I can't convince her. Oh, guess I was hungry. Does he have? Oh, he. For someone who's not the main trader, this guy has quite a bit. Okay, let's. What quest is it selecting? Oh yeah, this is the quest. She's gonna tell me to go start some stuff with the other group, but I don't want to do that yet. Let's run over to the other group here real quick. Okay, here we are over in the opposing camp, the McCoys camp. And I talked to one person just that was right outside the gate, and they said that this guy, his daughter used to have uh, diabetes as well, and then she got infected, as you can read here. So he still has a couple doses, but he's been accused of stealing crops. So what's going to end up happening is he's going to want. I think it probably just said that he wants me to go steal crops from them. And I probably will do that because I'm running low on. Oops, I'm running low on insulin. I am out of insulin, in fact. So I will. Both groups basically want you to start trouble with the other group in return for some insulin. Where was this quest? Okay, and So you can, I think you can actually do both a little bit. At one point during their quest chains, you have to like, choose a side, of course. Yeah, so this woman also says the same thing, that she doesn't like us or respect us enough to just stop fighting right away or have a civil discussion about a truce. Let's talk to this person about some work. Some looters have built a base. Okay, so what's he shooting at? Oh, just some zombies. Cool. Oh, nice. Oh, one thing I didn't mention, I suppose, it's not too important. Um, I found a book that, where is it? That increases your firearm skill. So that's what the green star indicates. So I actually now effectively have 3 uh, firearm skill, which is pretty nice. Now I can aim at their head. Like before, I could. Level 1, you can only aim at their body, and then level 2, you can aim at their feet, and then level 3, you can aim at their head. I don't know any exact numbers or anything like that, but I would imagine that it makes you do much more damage if you hit, but makes it a bit harder to hit. And probably longer to lock on as well. So we'll go into here and just check out. I think, oh wow, this has a decent amount of stuff. Yeah, I don't really understand how there could be community based around this store. Like they named themselves after this store, and they didn't come across the street to check to see if there was anything in the fast food place. I don't get it, but I guess there's more stuff for me. Oh, I just talked to him. Nothing there. Oh, this is if you saw that I had the option of building a pillbox earlier, this is what they look like. You can enter from one side and gives you 360-degree firing, and you're pretty safe in there. And it's made of cement, so it takes quite a beating, and it's not flammable either. So it's really good and continues to be really good on into like later on in the game. So let's look at these 2 quests, and it's like since we're just right here, let's do this one. I think I'm going to. This is the McCoys. This group is the McCoys. I think I'm going to team up with the Fat Neils simply because there's a character on Community that went by that name for quite a while. So I think I'm going to team up with them, but let's see if we can get this guy's insulin before we kill him at least. Oh, that's not the option I meant to choose. Luckily, I can just ask him again. So I need to steal 3 ears of corn without being seen. Oh, is this? I can scavenge here. Great. That guy just jumped right into her shotgun. Not the best choice for a zombie to do. Okay, yeah, I think we want to head down this way. I guess it gives us directions, doesn't it? And Isham is sleeping again. And what's his name? Jacob is just doing some runs. And I'll just manually have him run down here. And he'll just automatically start walking again, yep. Now, I need to steal 3 ears of corn. And I am going to save this because I don't know what will happen if I get caught. But I don't think anyone can see me here. Get out of the way, Alice. I don't think anyone can see me here. Yeah, great. And I might as well steal these too. Because my group actually, is going to be starting a farm pretty soon. And I'll run up here. And I'll just, Yeah, we'll be starting a farm pretty soon. The next step in the home improvement is I have to find a watering can, and he tells me a specific place to go to. He knows a gardening store or something, so I should go check it out. But uh, yeah, so that extra ear of corn will come in handy to jumpstart my group. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so I'll run back over there. So I took the opportunity to also start the other quest, the tit for tat quest from the Fat Neils to steal some crops from the McCoys. So, and I did steal the crops. Their crops were down in this little fenced-in area across the street that I passed. But right now we're going to turn in this quest and get some insulin. Great. So do they? Yep, they gave me two. Oh, that's a good amount of insulin. Wow. Okay. So let's give that over to her. Right there. And is he gonna ask me to do something else? No. Oh, okay. So some people around the world. Okay. Anyway, too much stuff is happening at once. Some people around the world will. You can challenge to fisticuffs, which you just fight barehanded, and you bet some amount of money, and then if you lose, obviously you lose the money. If you win the money. That's how betting works. Uh, and that increases or decreases your respect with people depending on if you win or lose. So, um, yeah, but you can also get hurt, of course, because it's like actually fighting. So I don't necessarily want to get hurt right now. Um, yeah. Oh, she wants to talk to me. Oh, where is this the option to talk? Yep. Okay, so yeah, I think that this is the discussion that will um, decide what your victory condition of the game will be. So she asked him what's his plan for the future, and the first time I played, I didn't really realize that this was going to be affecting the game. Um, I guess in such a big way as like deciding what the win condition is. So he says that he wants to build a base and survive. And then she says, okay, but what do you actually want out of life? So the first time I chose love because that seemed like a non self-centered jerk thing to say. Uh, and with that, you go through kind of a series of quests with Alice. And I'm not sure if we'll get the option to go through those as well, choosing the other options, but this time I'm going to choose power instead. Um, That's a weird thing for her to say. Okay, so yeah, now I get to complete the game quest. So let's see. All of these are the same. The top four, I guess. Win conditions are the same for I get for both love and for power. And then this last one is um, what am I trying to say? This last one is different, obviously. So I need to recruit 80% of the survivors in your area or in the area to my community, and I have looks like maybe 1 or 2%. Okay, so that's gonna take a while, but that's okay. Let's switch over to do this, and I'll run these crops back over here. Okay, made it back over to the Fat Neils group, and I'm delivering the corn that I stole. And she's also going to give me some insulin, so that's great. So now this has started um, the rivalry a bit more, so I can go talk to Johnny, who was the guy who gave me the other quest, and see what he has to say. But let's first things first give her the insulin. So now I have 4 days worth of insulin, and let's see how much Yeah, she's at basically 0 blood glucose, so that's really good. So yeah, so I have about 4 days of I could just sit in my base and do nothing before I would absolutely need to get some more. Of course, I'm not just gonna sit there and do nothing. That would be a waste. But let's see, what do I want to do here? Let's try to get farming going. Where was that farming quest? Oh yeah, home improvement. Yeah. Yep. So let's run up here. So for farming, well, let's go about that another way. So if you remember, for construction, you had to have a toolbox in order to build things, and you can see Isham here. I don't know. I'm just gonna change how I pronounce his name every single time I say it. But he has a toolbox in order to get this option for the option for this hammer down here. You have to have that toolbox. Um, Similarly, in order to farm, uh, you need a. Where is she running off to? You need a watering can. Uh, and farming doesn't actually take a whole lot of space. I thought it would the first time I played, so I sectioned off a huge area for myself, but that's not quite needed, so I'm not going to do that again. It ended up making me have to defend much more space than needed, and I just have a lot more fences, and I could have had a lot more compact defense, I guess. Ooh. A lot more compact defense, where my watchtowers would be able to watch over each other much more easily. And somehow I ended up with some shotgun ammo, so I'll just give that over to her. Where? Oh, there it is. It's kind of hiding in the bushes. And again, it's shotgun ammo, which is nice, but also kind of annoying that I have to switch characters. Oh, they itch my eye, and then I get tackled by a zombie immediately. Ooh, that was a nice shot from her. Oh yeah. So this is a town here. So this could be a bit dangerous. Towns generally have much more concentrated. Um, I guess those standing around zombies that I mentioned, they're much more concentrated here. So I'm trying to stay at the edge of the town and aggro them um, in as small a group as possible, but I don't seem to be aggroing any of them at all. Well, I say that and then I immediately do aggro one, but yeah, so I'm just trying to keep these small so I don't have to fight a big group. Oh, I guess she's fighting. And let's go for headshots. I want to loot this corpse, but I also don't want to, again, aggro a big group. So let's stand here a second and see if anyone's going to care. Nope. Okay, so let's go in. Okay. Um, I don't have enough room, but she does. I say I mean Joe, I guess. Can I, whoops. Oh, I'm gonna need some, Molotov cocktails at some point soon. So, I got the watering can, now I can plant 5 or more crops. To plant the crops, you actually need to have farming skill. So, if you didn't notice, oh, I'm on the wrong person. You didn't notice I picked up this farming handbook that gives +1 farming, so whoever has the watering can is going to need this book as well in order to actually plant the crops that they're going to farm. Um, let's come down here and check the. Oh, it's a gardening store. Oh no, shoot! I didn't. Oh well, she can take care of herself, I guess. Let's just make some Molotov cocktails so that with the crafting. Oh, I was gonna say with the crafting, generally the end result takes less space than uh, the components themselves. Oh, I have a Wow, I did not realize I grabbed that much corn. I kind of cleared out the McCoys farm just because there was no one nearby, and I just felt like I could grab as much as I wanted so that I could kickstart my farm. But that's for a quest that I'm not going to do, so I'll just leave that there. Um, yeah, so I just kept grabbing all their stuff. Oh, and here's more. Here's an. The seeds are for quest, so I don't think I can grab them yet. Uh, that's a lot of cloth. Let's give this to her actually. Yeah, so I can spread out the weight here. And now I'm just gonna have these two run back and drop off everything. Where are we in relation to everything else? Okay, so I actually need to go north. I thought I was farther south. Or I thought I was already farther north than I was. And let's not run too quick. Again, we're in a town. That was a little bit uh, not risky. I guess risky on my part to just run through a town like that. Let's grab a bunch of matches. Sure. I think there's a liquor. I think this is a liquor store, but it's empty. So I was just thinking how I just grabbed a bunch of cloth. I grabbed a bunch of matches. But I don't have a whole lot of vodka to make either bandages or Molotov cocktails, so I'll just leave those there for the moment. And some of these random books that I've been grabbing, and also the chocolates, the cigarettes, and the wine, these are that cycle of gifts that I mentioned. So someone might want a sci-fi book, and then I can give it to them and they'll like me a bit, or a detective book, so on and so forth. So yeah, those are handy for I say later on, but it's not actually so much later on that you want to start affecting people's opinion of you. Uh, I mean, like even now, it's good to affect opinions of people so that shop prices are cheaper. But um, eventually, I'll get to the point where I want to try recruiting. Oh, there's a green zombie. I want to start recruiting people, and at that point, I definitely want to have all of the things, have all the gifts as possible to sway their opinion. And each, I think I probably said this before as well, but I kind of lose track. Each different person wants specific gift. A gift or two is what they care about. Where do I want? I want to go down and see what Sarah Slaughter wants. They're gonna run through the black, so I'm not gonna just do that. Uh, let's. Okay, he's still building. Um, yeah, so I could get like I'm not sure what Alice's are. Let's see. I can ask her what's up. Okay, well she's still sad about her sister, but let's say I think it's chocolates is one of the things she likes, and you can give that to her, and that's actually not a very good thing to give to her because it's really easy to make her like you, and it also spikes her glucose level. But if you did give it to her, and if for some reason you really wanted to increase her, I guess, admiration or liking you more, you could give her like 10 chocolates, and then that would be really bad because her insulin level would be really high, but she would also like you a lot. So let's pause this really quick. Where did that group of zombies appear? Okay, so it's actually like right next to me. Well, not that close, but it's pretty close. Um, and one thing to note that the zombies in a horde will be the level of the town that they spawned in. So if a group of zombies spawns here, it's going to be green. Here, it's going to be green. I think here is going to be green as well, but it might be like partly green, partly blue. I'm not quite sure on that. Um, yeah, so it should still be a pretty easy quest, but it's just something to be aware of when I start finding like a blue town, or if I get to a red town before I'm supposed to. It could be pretty bad if a group of reds comes to attack. So I don't really. I'm trying to raise this guy's construction level. It's not going up too quickly building these outhouses. Uh, it still doesn't show me how many outhouses I'll need. But I mean, I imagine by the end I'll need more than just 3. I guess building a 4th one right now won't hurt anything. You have, I don't know if you've noticed, but you get a lot of wooden planks. So having some extra outhouses isn't a huge deal. And we're right here. Let's throw down a save here. So just in case something goes wrong. Okay. Is there any good vantage point right here? No, there's no fences. I don't really want to be by the sign. Oh, but she just tore through them, so we're good. Never underestimate a shotgun, I suppose. I think these guys were all green. Yeah, it looks like it. So that's good. That's another easy town. Um, yeah, as I said, just something to be wary of. When you explore a new town, you might get slightly harder hordes if the horde spawns there. And there's never anything in gas pumps, I believe, but it just kind of is annoying to look on the map. At least it's annoying to me. Look on the map and it says not investigated yet, or not yet investigated. So I just do that so that it officially recognizes that I've seen that there's nothing there, even though it tells me there's nothing there. When I look at the map, it now knows that there's nothing there. And I said I was going to walk back to base, but let's check out this house really quick. I have a good amount of canned food. The canned food needs to last until you have your farming underway. Oh, where is she going? That's kind of dangerous. Oh, I think that was the cheats menu. I have not been using cheats. The cheats unlock when you beat the game, though. Yeah, I haven't been using any. The game's not too difficult anyway, in my opinion, so there's no real need to. But I think it was F5 or F6 instead of F4 for the map. I was going to come down here and talk to Sarah Slaughter, but I think I'm going to come over here first. So, stretching out my legs here. What are these two people doing? Oh, he's going to get some wooden planks, so let's just manually make him run. And it's good to just occasionally take control of these people so that they will run, as opposed to just walking everywhere. I believe hauling supplies will slowly increase your stamina or your fitness level, but it's always nice to what's in here? It's always nice to get fitness levels, and you get fitness faster by running. So I'm just gonna make him run, and now I'm just gonna keep control of him so that I can drop off that shotgun. Let's actually check to make sure. Oh, they're running. Oh, I'm controlling all the wrong people here. Okay. Too much microing for me, and I lost track. Okay. For some reason, I didn't think they would run through Fog of War, even though it was pretty obvious that they would have to. But it's good that I caught it, and that it was also good that there were no zombies there. So, there's this old couple up here. And let's see if there's anything I can trade to or from them. I sold them some pistols because I didn't want the pistols anymore. And that's what you do when you don't want something. But I want to give her wine. There's an achievement for having her join you, and in my first playthrough, I did a quest that makes her not like you at all. And I didn't realize. It didn't seem like it would be a quest that would make her not like you, but it very much makes her hate you. So, yeah, I didn't end up getting that achievement. So I'm not going to get that. Or I'm not going to do that quest now so that I can recruit her. And getting 2 more people, because I assume her husband will join at the same time she does, getting her to join, or getting them both to join will just help. Having them, I mean, at the minimum, just having them farm because they seem to be farmers would be good. Uh, so I think that's probably going to wrap it up for this episode. I'm just going to drop off all the junk that I have here. I plan on starting using the assault rifle, maybe when I get closer to a fourth point in firearms. Right now I'm facing mostly green zombies, so there's not really uh, a need for an assault rifle. Pistol does just fine, especially with Alice having that shotgun. Um, but yeah, once I start fighting some harder zombies and my assault or my firearm skills a bit higher, so I don't waste as much ammo missing. The assault rifle does. The assault rifle is very good once you can hit your target. So yeah, I'm gonna just wait a bit and then start doing that. Let's. I have a lot of junk, don't I? Pistol, so I need to grab some ammo. Okay, so I will be going now. Thank you all for watching, and if you have any comments or questions or suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.